dear Zimzy here, and the most recent Hunter x Hunter chapter just broke my heart and shattered it into a million pieces because the events of the York New arc and Pakunoda sacrificing herself for Crollo is even sadder now. And it was sad enough before, but now we get the backstory of the Phantom Troupe, which was kind of ambiguous before, but now we're seeing them as babies. We get baby Crollo, and he's happy, and he's smiling. So what happened to him? Okay, before I get too ahead of myself, let's kind of backtrack and unpack this chapter because so much is going on. So this chapter starts off with Nobunaga, Finks, and Phaeton searching for Morena's group, and Nobunaga's like, you know what? Morena's group is kind of like us, how we used to be very resentful towards the world, and that triggers this flashback of the young troupe playing in Meteor City, fighting over a tape, and Crollo likes getting the tape so he can learn from them. He's like this child prodigy, just like a sponge trying to soak up knowledge. And the interesting thing is, this fully connects to, I believe it was chapter like 102 from the York New arc, where Nobunaga he questions Crollo like, oh, are you our leader? And then he thinks back how they used to be, and it's them playing with a tape. So the tapes seem to play a role in the events ahead. And if you also keep in mind Togashi's previous series, Yu Yu Hakusho, Sensui's villain origins started from the Black Chapter tape, which recorded all of humanity's cruelty, all its violence, and that's why he became disgusted with humanity. So it makes me wonder, in the flashback ahead that we're going to find out, if Crollo watched a really effed up tape, and that's what kind of really fucked him up. And sorry for the really awful camera angle, my tripod broke today, but I wanted to still talk about this chapter because I was so excited, so it is what it is, here we go. But anyways, I'm getting sussy Palpatine, scheming vibes from one of the elders, because he's taking an interest in Crollo, and he's like, what if we use Crollo to solve the problems with Meteor City? And I think Crollo was kind of pushed into this avenging position to solve Meteor City's problems and become the leader of the Phantom Troupe. I don't know if they emotionally manipulated him a little bit there. And another reason I believe that is because when Gon asks Crollo, why do you kill people? Crollo's like, I don't like to think about it too much. And that makes me think either one, he was brainwashed, or two, that's a trauma response, not wanting to think about traumatic memories. So I'm really curious to see what happens to him, and I think it's going to be dark. Either it's him as a person or one of his friends. We see the mafia tie up kids in a van and they target Meteor City kids. That's why he's so protective of them. And I also want to point out that the Meteor City girl here, Sheila, is the same aspiring hunter who Kurapika finds before the Curtain Massacre. And she's carrying the same book that she gives to Kurapika. So everything is coming full circle. That was set up from how many years ago? So it's really cool to see everything come into play finally. I also wonder if the Phantom Troupe was set up to retaliate. Maybe there is some behind the scenes scheming going on. I heard that some people think that it was Periston who set up the massacre of the Kurd clan. I kind of wonder if it was Sari. We now have a nickname for him. Sari, the fourth prince. He is a body collector. His mafia specializes in the black market, and he currently has some of the scarlet eyes. So if he wanted spare body parts and he kind of tricked the troupe into doing that for him, maybe, and that's why we're seeing the fourth prince here with the Phantom Troupe in this arc. Yeah, I'm hoping that we get truth bombs in this arc about the massacre, and then if the Phantom Troupe was set up, they could have a heart-to-heart with Kurapika and find out that they have more in common than they realized because they're all trying to avenge their comrades. So I really want to see that conversation between Crollo and Kurapika, and I also want to see interaction between Crollo and Morena because they're both selfless individuals. Like, Crollo's philosophy is that he's just the head of the spider and he can be replaced. He's been dehumanized, so he doesn't in some ways have much of a high opinion of himself. He's arrogant in regards to his Nen abilities, but as a person, not so much. And I want to see him talk to Morena because she says, I don't care about myself. Whether I live or die, I just want to complete my task. So I want to see them talk because they both have like religious imagery going on. Like, Crollo cites the Bible and Judas and has like St. Peter's cross, and then Morena has the thorns, crown of thorns. So I want to see them talk out philosophies. So yeah, I hope Crollo and Morena can maybe talk something out and team up against the fourth prince because he wants to kill Morena and she's my gamer girlfriend and I want her to live as long as possible. So yeah, interesting things ahead. I think this flashback might last a few chapters and then we'll get Crollo in the current time. And I want to see what he's up to. He's with Shizuku and the mummy guy right now. So what are they up to? Yeah. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this chapter. Just as a person from the get-go, I love the Phantom Troupe. I didn't feel like they're just heartless murderers, and we're seeing that especially in this arc. Like, Finks said to Luini, like, who do you think we are? We don't just go around slaughtering people. It's always about the law of retribution that Meteor City has, that only a life pays for a life, and you can give anything to Meteor City, but you can't steal from them. And they're very, very strict on that. Alright, that's a wrap. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later. See ya!